Really started? All right. So I'm really excited. This is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, call number 4 of our tribe calls. So I'm excited about that. We talked last night about follow-up. And I was really excited today as I was doing 3-way calls. I could really feel a difference as you guys were letting me off the line, and then I know saying, so what do you think? And getting that information sent to them. I think that that is just a huge, huge thing, that you're asking that important question so that they're coming back and then giving you the answers that you need. We're going to touch on one thing before I get into our topic for tonight. Our topic for tonight is going to be building your contact list and reaching and doing some proactive work. But I do want to just kind of touch a little bit on tomorrow night's opportunity share call with Dr. Seavey. I'm going to touch on that because I feel like there's a little bit of a segue that I want to make going also talking about follow-up into that, and so that we can make sure that tomorrow night's call is effective for you. And so just a couple of things to keep in your mind. When Dr. Seavey does the call tomorrow night, of course, she is a chiropractor. She has unprecedented knowledge with product B. And that is, she has spent countless hours with Dr. Bill Andrews, who's the formulator of the product. And so anyone that you have that maybe has health concerns, maybe they are sciencey, maybe you feel like they just need an extra little nudge, to get them on the call with Dr. Seavey is going to be huge. And then I'll also do at the very end, we'll do a product close, and I'll do very light business comp plan. I'm not going to spend as much time as I would if it were a business Zoom, but I will go into that to get some good closure on how do you get your products paid for and that type of thing. So you need to know that tomorrow night will be an effective call. I know that as part of the challenge, you need to share the opportunity with 25 people. 10 of those calls need to be 3-way calls or one-on-one appointments, and the other 15 can be group appointments. And so that means if you have 10 people on the call tomorrow night, that counts as 10 of your opportunity shares. So keep that in the back of your mind. Personally, what I've done is I've went through everyone that I have talked to that has not made a decision. I've went through every single person, and I got a clean list out, and I made that list, who has not said yes and who has not said no. And that tomorrow will be my very first connection. I feel like it gives me a reason to get with them, to say, listen, I know, like one of the guys on my list, John, I'm going to message him tomorrow. I'm going to say, John, listen, I have a doctor that's going to be on the business opportunity or on the opportunity Zoom tonight. I would love for you to call in and take a look at it. I really think you will love the information, whether or not you decide to do. I said, John, I think it's going to benefit you. Would you be interested in hopping on? And so getting those messages out first thing in the morning, this is a key point to follow up. It's not going to feel comfortable, but remember, we have 10 days of non-emotion. We're not looking for comfort tomorrow morning. We're not looking for, it's got to be easy and I'll do it later. We're not looking at that. We're working this with no emotion, doing what's required to really rank advance and move forward. And so making that list, you guys, it shouldn't be, well, if I feel like it or if I have time. It should be very intentional of who are those people that have not said yes and not said no, and reach out to them to get them on the opportunity Zoom with Dr. Seavey to hear it one more time and have the opportunity to ask questions. Could be just what you need to really nudge them to get them to make that decision. So I want to really, really encourage you to take the time to do that. If you are an executive on the line, so just talking to you guys for a second, go down through those personally enrolled that you have. Don't just assume that they're going to get someone on the opportunity share. Who do you have that's talked to people that you could get them to get on that opportunity call tomorrow night? tomorrow night is what I like to call success compression. It's what I call that, because if there are 20 people on that opportunity share, that's 20 people hearing the opportunity in a short amount of time. And so it's really compressing your work. So consider that. I think it's going to be, I know it's going to be awesome. CB always does a great job. I love her question and answer time. It's going to be an amazing thing. So, make sure to definitely work on that. It's part of the follow-up. The other thing I want to talk to you guys about is this. Let's say that you have reached out to people, you've reached out to the prospects that you want to do the training calls with, but let's just say that you've not actually done the training calls yet. What I want you to know is in no way are you behind. In no way are you behind. I feel like this business has a little bit of a cycle. And in booking the appointments, that cycle is making the list, reaching out. And what tends to happen, and I know that so many of you guys that are sitting there with 10 or 12 active recruits can attest to this, is all of a sudden you get all those appointments coming in on, over a matter of 2 or 3 days all at once. It's just how it rolls. And so you want to continue to reach out. So my question to you tonight, just in case I forget to ask you this, my question for you tonight on the wall, what I want you to do is I want you to say how many people you've shared the opportunity with so far. If it's 0, that's okay. You can be like, it's 0, but I've talked to 8, and I'm going to be like, that's awesome. And I also want you to list the 2 people that you would love to have most on that opportunity Zoom tomorrow night. So how many people have you reached out to? And who are those 2 people that you would love to have on the opportunity Zoom tomorrow night with CB? And me. I'll be on there too. Okay, now, so we're going to dig in a little bit tonight, and I'm going to talk to you about your proactive business. And let's just kind of rewind a little bit so that I can take you back and explain to you why I'm even using the word proactive. For me, I feel like I run 2 businesses with Isagenix. I feel like I have a proactive business, and I feel like I have a reactive business. Very early on in my Isagenix career, 99.9% of what I did was proactive. Now, it's probably almost opposite. 99.9% of what I do is reactive in a sense, on my personal, as far as my personal business goes, my personal business. And so what I mean by proactive business is that you intentionally decide who you're going to talk to, you reach out to them, you share the whole fact opportunity with them. That's proactive. Reactive would be where you faithfully use the product, you post about it on your social media, you wear a cute Isagenix t-shirt, you drink out of an Isagenix cup, and you engage with people in such a way that people actually ask you about what you're doing, and you're able to respond to their questions and to their reaction of you. So that's the reactive side of your business. Now, we're going to spend a lot of time. We're going to spend Thursday nights, and then we'll also spend Monday working on your reactive business. But tonight we're going to talk about your proactive business. So far we've talked about training calls. So you've reached out to people. Those are probably your inner circle, your very warm market. They should be comfortable people. You probably don't have a big lump in your throat asking them to listen for practice. But the next part that I'm going to share with you would be that second layer of business. And this layer of business is sometimes where the rubber meets the road, or when people say what separates the boys from the men, because it is a little bit nerve-wracking, because I feel like you began to become a little bit more concerned about, I guess, the rejection aspect of it. But you want to remember that at any point you're getting rejected, it is not you they're rejecting, but it is the opportunity for whatever reason. So The first thing I'm going to share with this, number one, in your proactive business, is that for you yourself, you have to be very resolved and understand that you are offering something amazing to every single person that you talk to. You're really not asking, I don't even want to use the word really, let me rewind that. You are not asking anyone a favor. Anyone that talks to you is going to be blessed in some way. Even if they do not do Isagenix, you are probably going to be the nicest person that they talk to that day, and you're probably really going to be the only person that actually asked about them and actually listened. And so anytime I talk to someone, I never feel bad about it. I always feel like when I'm sharing the information with someone, I'm blessing their life because A, I'm giving them knowledge, B, I'm spending time, I'm building relationship with them, and I'm really pouring into their lives. And I'm not saying that like a cliche type of thing, like anyway, at all. It's just how it is. I mean, we're people blessers. It's part of this industry. And so you have to know that. You have to know when someone uses Isagenix, it changes lives. I can remember feeling so annoyed when Hillary kept messaging me. I literally was so annoyed. And then when Justin called Shane, I just thought, I am super happy doing what I'm doing. You know, I'm good eating my Twinkies. I don't need any of your stuff. I mean, that was my mindset, but she stayed on it. And I might have went to the appointment annoyed, but to this day, I am so grateful. I'm grateful because, I mean, I look at some of my friends that are 44 and I'm like, thank God I use Isagenix. I think about how much better I feel. I think about the time freedom that I have. I mean, it's just incredible. Yeah, I've made over $100,000 for a lot of years, but the time freedom that I have in this, there's no comparison. And so even though was I a little bit annoyed to go listen? Yes. But did the information impact my life? Absolutely. And so what you've got to know sometimes when there's somebody in your mind and they're on your list and you feel like what you have to offer is going to benefit them in a wild way, then you cannot afford, and they cannot afford for you to be wishy-washy. They can't afford for you to go, ooh, I don't want to call her. I don't want to bother her. You have to posture yourself in such a way that you understand that what you have to offer can impact not only that person, but their family. I think about my own kids. Had Hillary not made that phone call to me, they would have been completely, it would have been a different life for them. And so knowing that you impact them is huge. And so kind of keep that in mind. So you are blessing the person that you talk to. You're offering a gift. Another thing you want to think about is this. Think about when someone comes into Isagenix, the sudden community that they have around them. I think that people live in a lonely life. This is a true story. I recently was doing a little bit of a social media experiment trying to really build up my Facebook. And so I went in and I made a list of 50 people that were not currently on my team. I went into my Facebook account and I changed the people that I see first. I changed them from the community of Isagenix and my team and what I normally look at. And I went in and I picked 50 random people to see first in my news feed. I literally, after 3 weeks of leaving it like that, because I was liking and commenting and trying to develop more relationships, on Sunday, I literally told Kelsey, I need you to go in and I need you to make all of those people not be the people that I see first, because I need the community of Isagenix and I needed the community of the tribe that I have around me, because they're full of energy and they feed my life. And so when you think about someone walking in and the sudden amount of community that they're going to have around their life, that's why we have a 99% success rate with the products. That's why. It really has not as much to do with the product as it has to do with the tribe and community that you're able to build around them. So the reason why I'm saying all of that to you is because we're going to look at how to build your list and we're going to look at how to contact those people. But I want you to understand that you're offering them a gift. You're offering them something that they don't have. The average person wakes up out of bed, yawns, goes to work, and listens to 20 people complain about everything in their life, and they pray for Friday, and they can't wait, and they're tired, and they have indigestion, and their stomachs hanging over their pants. I mean, that is just the truth, and you have an answer. You cannot afford to be shy. You can either be pitiful or you can be powerful. I love that statement. You can either go, I don't know what to say, or you can just get out of your own way and start talking to people and start spreading the good news and getting into the hustle of what we do, which is so amazing. And so this is why I'm saying this to you, because the next step is this. What you've got to do at this point is you've really got to make a list. And so those of you that are new, those of you that are getting refreshed, well, those of you that have been in 4 years, I mean, it doesn't matter. I've been in 5 years and I still have a list of people I've not talked to. What I recommend that you do is that you get a notebook. Just get a notebook, and you want to, or paper, whatever, and you want to think about, who do you know? I'm not asking you who wants to buy Isagenix, because as soon as we go down that road, we begin to prejudge. What I want you to do is I want you to expand your mind and get people on a piece of paper. I will not ask for the list. I will tell you that. I'm not going to ask you to send it to me. I'm not even going to ask you to call those people. I just want you to get it from your mind, from your subconscious. In a perfect world, if you could have people on your team, who would you have? Because your business, believe us or not, you create your business in your mind before you ever even have it. I look at my team, and I've had people recently say to me, Amy, your team is so positive. And I'm like, they're positive because I expect it. I dreamed it. I put it on paper. It was in my mind, came out of my mouth before it was ever even in place. And so you're really designing your team. And so you don't have time to prejudge. So what you want to do is you want to write down, who do you know? Who do you know that needs to feel better? Who do you know that needs to lose weight? Who do you know that's tired? Who do you know that, I don't know, who do you know that has anxiety? Who do you know that struggles? Who do you know that's fit? Who works out? Who's a runner? Begin to really think about, who do you know? And write down every single person that you can think of that could benefit from these products. Getting them down does not mean you have to call them. I think sometimes we don't write people down because we're like, oh, I don't want to call that person. I don't care. Get them down, because the next level of what I'm going to say to you is really should get your mind thinking, where that list can become bigger than what you even know. So once you've written down every single person that you can think of that you believe could benefit from the product, the next thing that you want to do is you want to go in and you want to think about, who do they know? When I first heard that, I listened to that in an Eric Worre training, and I thought, who do they know? That's so weird. How's that ever going to work for me? I've been in network marketing 15 years before I heard that training. But I started using it about 3 years ago, and it was so effective. I can remember writing down Shane's mom, Gloria. I think she would listen. I think she could benefit. I will tell you that whenever we talk about building lean muscle, she told my husband, I know what your problem is. You just don't get enough sugar. And so she is never going to do Isagenix, ever. Like, she's like, you guys eat, like we'll give our kids shakes, and then she'll want to take them through McDonald's and get them chicken nuggets because they need real food. I mean, it's never going to happen. She's not going to do it. But her name goes on the paper because she would benefit. Now, then what happened, though, true story, is I thought about, who does Gloria know? And when I thought about who does she know, I wrote down Lori Bodeker. And then I wrote down Erin Bodeker. Well, I just recruited Erin Bodeker. She's on my team. She's using the product and wanting to start building the business. But that came out of my mind. Does that make sense? It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to call Erin Bodeker. It was intentional, where I made that list And then I thought about, who does that person know? And so make that list and think about, who do they know? We're going to go back and we're going to talk about what to do with that list. I'm expecting that you're going to do it. I'm expecting you're going to take away the emotion of it. And you're going to write down every single person that you can think of. And then you're going to go deeper and you're going to think about, who do they know? Now, something else that I did, and I've went back and forth about this forever. Do I teach it? Do I not teach it? But I feel like I'm not worth my salt if I don't say to you what I did and what I still do to this very day. When I'm looking at my business, 85% of our income is going to come from product users. It's going to come from people that are using the product, people that are getting product results. Our business will always come from the new and the few, the new people that are on the products that are telling other people, and then the few people that want to build a business. That's where our income is produced from mainly. Now, but 85% of our volume is coming from product users, right? We got to keep that in mind. However, if you are an entrepreneur and you want to build a massive business, and let's say you decided that suddenly you're going to open a donut shop, I'm going to open a donut franchise. You do not go out and find 10 fat guys that love donuts and know all about donuts. You're not going to do that. You're not going to be like, man, I'm going to get George because I saw him eating a pumpkin spice donut last weekend and he knows the best donut shops in town. You're not going to do that because you're looking for people that can help you build the donut franchise. So you're going to think about, I would rather recruit Skinny Frank that's never had a donut a day in his life, but understands business and understands what he has to do to make the business work and run. Okay? The reason why I'm saying a donut shop and not Isagenix is because as soon as I say it, I'll get flack about, oh, but I'm all about giving God's children health, and I'm all about that. I am too. But I'm also a businesswoman, and I know that I need leadership and I need a team to build my business around. I need other people that have a vision, other people that have a dream, other people that can help me go out and find other people, right? And so the same thing in Isagenix, what you need is you really are looking for 10 amazing business builders. You're looking for 10 people that can catch a vision, that can run with it, 10 people that love other people, 10 people that have grit, 10 people that are not going to give up when the going gets tough, because does the going get tough? Absolutely. There are days, I just read a post on Michelle Opperman's wall tonight that said, the life of an entrepreneur. I'm going to make it big. I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to go bankrupt. I love it. I hate it. And it is so true. And what you're looking for is you're looking for those 10 people that you can link arms with that aren't going to go anywhere. Now, sometimes those 10 people come through your product users. Sometimes you'll get a product user, they get results, they come out of the gates, they build a business. That happens a lot. And I'm not denying that it does. But I can tell you that most of the people that sit on my executive calls and that I talk to, most of them either were people that I contacted about the business and I specifically breathed life into them, or they came through someone that I talked to about the business. Does that make sense? Most of them, even those of you that are on this line right now, like I'm smiling just thinking about it. It's funny, but it's just true. And so Allison's in my top left corner. Well, I contacted Gina about the business because Gina and I were a network marketing company together. And so when I contacted Gina, it was about the business. I thought she's going to make an amazing CEO. And so then she brought in other people just like her. There's Allison. I mean, it's just how it rolls. And so you want to really think about that. And this is the deal. If you know that you're going to bring the business, if you know you're bringing it, you can be so confident in selling those shared legs. You can. You don't have to rely on the rest of the team. You don't have to worry about who's going to bring what. If you know you're building it, then what you're bringing, because it's a binary comp plan, it's a no breakaway. So if you're bringing it and you're putting them left, right, and you're not going to stop, and you know you're not going to stop no matter how hard it gets, you're going to hustle. Other people might be more skilled. They might be more talented, but there's no way they can beat your grit. If that's you, then what happens is those people that you bring in, those 10 people, you're going to be hustling down their legs. You're offering them a gift. And so when you call those business builders, you've got to go after it and believe it like you're bringing them something awesome. If there is a business builder that comes onto my team right now, I can promise you that what I'm bringing them is amazing. And so I'm confident in that. And so with that being said, I took that chart, the executive chart. I took the executive chart and I filled it out. 10 amazing people on my left side, 10 amazing people on my right side. I knew what I was bringing. I didn't know what anyone else was bringing. I wasn't relying on it. We didn't even talk about power legs, didn't know what they were. I had not a clue until a year and a half ago that people even had power legs. I'd never heard of them. No idea. Pay leg, this leg, that leg, I didn't know. I had 2 legs I had to build. No clue. Okay? And so when I brought them in, so I sat down and I knew what I was going to bring. And so when you're bringing in those people, you've got to be confident. So go sit down with them. Well, first of all, get them on your list. Who are they? Who are those 10 people that you would love to have on your business? Let your mind go there. You are not looking for people that want to do Isagenix. You're also not looking for people that need Isagenix. Don't do that. Do not do that. You're not looking for that, because if they need Isagenix, they're needy. You're looking for people that you would love to have on your team, that you're like, this person is dynamic. So you're going to go through and you're going to list down 10 on your left, 10 on your right, because what you dream and what you imagine, it's what happens. It just is. So you're going to list them out. And then on that executive chart, there's the 2 spots under. So think about, who do they know? Who do they know? Then let's talk about booking these appointments. So the first thing that we have is we have your big list. So we have the list of product users. Right now, obviously, you're booking training calls. So you're going to stick with that until you're done. So basically, hey, Skip, I know that I've started using some amazing products. I would love to talk to you about what they do. It will really help me with my training. I need to find 10 people that will listen so that I can learn how to give the information. And so that's really what you're trying to do. I was working with Ashley the other day. She has been so faithful with following through with this instruction of saying, instead of even messaging that out, she literally just says, Skip, can I call you? And she does the call. Julie's recruited 4 people. She has 11 personally enrolled that are active. She's been in Isagenix, I think like 3 months. She's on a roll. And when she calls people, hey, can I call you? I have a question. When she calls them, she's saying to them, will you just listen for my training? Will you listen? And so you want to text them and then call them and ask them to listen for your training. If you're beyond your training, which is not the case for most of you are still training. But if you're beyond your training, be authentic. Say to them, I thought about you because I would really love to share with you what I'm doing. Would you be willing to take a listen? And so you're going to ask them that question. So that's what you're doing with that big list. Now, let's talk about the business builder list. The business builder list, that needs to be a one-on-one appointment, either face-to-face or via Zoom. If that person lives close enough to you, do it face-to-face and Zoom me in. If we live close enough to each other, I'll drive and go do the appointment with you. I will promise you this. I wrote down Bob Savernian on my list. And when he said he would listen, Hillary drove 4 hours to my house. And then together we drove 12 hours to go sit down and do a face-to-face appointment with the guy. But that's how bad I wanted it. And however, I was cycling 10 times a week. The guy came in, and six weeks later, I was cycling 40 times a week. And so the question is, who are you willing to talk to? And are you willing to give the energy that you need to get those appointments with the people that will run with you and catch your vision, that together you can make it happen? So those builders, what I said to them, all of them, was, and none of them were excited. Even Bob, I had to talk him into listening. Even driving to Mississippi, I had no idea whether he was going to say yes or no, not a clue. I had to talk most of them into listening. But because I had to be talked into listening, it was all I knew. I had to be talked into listening. I was already making 6 figures. Most people would have given up on me way before Hillary did. So when I talked to them, all of them, my first person I called was Serene. I said, Serene, I am planning on this year making $100,000 with a wellness business. I can leverage you in because of how I'm building. I really want to sit down and show this to you. Would you be willing to look at it? And she's like, is that network marketing, blah, 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 like all that stuff. And I just said, Serene, it is network marketing. I'm not asking you to do it. All I'm asking you is to give me the benefit of the doubt. Let me buy you some coffee and sit down with me. And she said, yes. I did that 10 times. 9 people said they would listen. The 10th said no, but she called back 3 weeks later and said yes and ended up coming in. So I talked those 9 people into listening. I sat down with them all face to face. I drew it out and they said yes, but this is the deal. They were saying yes to my posturing because of everything that I said to you at the beginning of this. I knew it was going to work. I knew what I was bringing to them. I wasn't scared of it. I wasn't, it's network marketing and I wonder what they think about me. I wasn't thinking any of that because bottom line, I knew what I was doing. I knew what I was bringing to the table. And so I think so much of it comes from us even fostering our own belief. But that's really what that looks like. And so this is really the proactive side of it, where you've got your proactive list of product users you're asking to listen. You've got your proactive list of business builders that you're reaching out to. I still do it every day. I have a new proactive list. I mean, I'm going to talk to my daughter is doing volleyball lessons with a coach at QU. And I mean, she's on my list, proactive list. I mean, she's going to be the next person I ask. And so what does that proactive list look like for you? You want to get those made. So let's just kind of recap a little bit tonight. And then I'm going to take some questions. But just a reminder, for tonight, your activity is to go onto the wall and say how many opportunity shares you've given so far. Whatever it is, rock it. If it's 0, rock 0. If it's 8, rock 8. I'm not looking for you to have them all done. I'm just looking for you to be aware of what you have done and be aware of how many more people you might need to reach out to. The other thing is, who are the 2 people that you would really love to get on that opportunity share tomorrow night? That's your assignment. And then, of course, to make your proactive list of who do you know that would be amazing, who do you know that could use the product, and then who do you know that would be amazing at the business if they decided to do it. Okay, questions. I know you guys probably have questions because that was a loaded call. I'm thinking you do, but maybe not. Anybody? You guys got it? All right. Don't forget to post. Message me, though, if you do have questions. And also, guys, message me. I know this is a pain, but message me and tell me what you think about those business builders. Tell me if you have some in the back of your mind. I'm not looking for your list of 10. Just say, hey, I do think I have some business builder types. Just let me know. You don't have to send them to me. Just let me know if you do have some there hanging in the back of your mind, because I want to help you kind of brainstorm about what to do with that. But I appreciate you guys. You're rocking out a great week again. I'm proud of you. So let me know what you need, okay? Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Good night. Good night.